Hello, and welcome to Developing e-learning in Health Contexts. In this unit, we will explore the research and theoretical literature and evolving technologies in the field of e-learning. You will learn to apply elements of best practice to your design of e-learning for your own educational contexts. By the end of this unit, you should be able to provide an evidence-based rationale for your choice of your e-learning design and the use of relevant technologies in your context. I'm sure that you will find this a challenging but rewarding journey of discovery. My name is Victoria Neville, and I'm the unit coordinator and lecturer for this unit of study, and I'm also the program director for the Master of Education, Health Professional Education. I've been teaching health professionals to become better educators for over 20 years, and have also been teaching online for about 10 years. It has been my experience in teaching this unit that students bring a wealth of their own experiences to their discussion of the issues. I look forward to working with you this semester and assisting your learning development. First, let me tell you a bit about myself. I practiced as a physiotherapist for many years in hospital, private practice and community health settings. Within those clinical contexts, I began to get involved in education and teaching for staff development programs for a range of staff, not just for physios. I was also involved in clinical teaching and supervision of students, staff learning new skills, overseas physios, and physios returning to clinical practice after some years away. As a clinician, I was, of course, involved with patient education, both for individual and patient groups, and I was involved in designing and running health promotion programs. My interest in teaching health professionals is what led me to my current position at the University of Sydney. I completed a Bachelor of Science degree from the University of New South Wales and then a graduate diploma in physiotherapy from Cumberland College of Health Sciences, as it was known then, which enabled me to practice physiotherapy. Later, I completed a Master of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies, just for interest. Once I became involved in teaching staff in hospitals, I completed a Master of Health Personnel Education to learn how to become a better educator, much as you are probably doing this course. I undertook my PhD at the University of Wollongong, where I combined my interest in how learners become independent in their learning with how they learn to use information and communication technologies. I have a long-standing interest in technology for teaching and learning since buying my first computer in 1986 when I was doing my first master's degree. My current research projects include investigating learners' use of information technology and self-regulated learning. I'm also involved in another project concerned with the efficacy of online simulations to teach communication skills to health professionals. In my spare time, what there is of it, I like to enjoy the bush and beach that surround my home, and I have a couple of dogs that I take for walks. And I also have a keen interest in cosmology and astronomy, and I like to play around with my telescope to look at the night sky. The content of this unit will be addressed in weekly modules of study. These will give you the opportunity to explore such issues as identifying your own e-learning issue or an e-learning problem that happens in your context, considering the characteristics of what makes an effective e-learning educator, looking at the range of Web 2 technologies and how they're used for learning, designing for online learning and to make it effective, looking at the activities for active engagement with e-learning, forms of assessment that are possible within e-learning, and how to evaluate e-learning. The approach to learning that I take in this unit is primarily inquiry-based and constructivist. That is, I believe that your learning will be more meaningful if you get the opportunity to think about the learning issues in your own teaching context and consider your rationale and evidence for your educational decisions in using particular teaching and learning strategies to address those issues. This also assists you to start thinking like an educator. In conjunction with that, I believe that you will be better able to construct your knowledge through your interaction with other learners like yourself. Therefore, both the learning activities and the assessment within this unit reflect this approach to learning and give you the opportunity to experience them as a learner. It adds to the variety of learning experiences within this master's course as a whole. You will be asked to join a learning group of 4 to 5 members for the duration of semester. I recommend that you introduce yourself early to the whole class so that you may be able to find other students in teaching contexts similar to yours with whom you may create a learning group. The small group size enables you to keep the workload manageable in reading each other's messages. You will only need to read the messages of 4 other members, not 24. And that makes a difference. Each of the modules will contain a brief introduction to the key concepts, and then you will be directed to the relevant readings or audiovisual resources that address the topic. Then I'll ask you some questions to get you to think about the issues in relation to your own context and to discuss your thoughts with the other members of your group. So the resources available for your learning within this unit of study include the weekly study modules, the articles, book chapters and audio-visual resources to which I direct you, this Blackboard learning site, the discussion forums, and each other. I will be here to assist your learning, but mostly I will be the guide on the side. I will act only as the sage on the stage if I see that there is a need for me to perhaps correct misconceptions or to deal with any other issues that might arise. However, I will be here for you if you need me. There are 2 pieces of assessment in this unit. Each is worth 50% of the final mark. The first assessment gives you the opportunity to experience being part of and contributing to a learning community. It also gives you the chance to consider the important aspects of how assessment of learning within that community may be undertaken through self and peer assessment. You will assess your own participation in your learning group as well as that of your group peers. You will use the criteria sheet provided in the unit outline and allocate a mark for each criterion. The criteria marks are then added up for each group member. This means that you are expected to participate regularly in your learning group. You cannot leave it until the last couple of weeks of semester to participate in your learning group discussions, because that will have adverse effects on your marks. The second assignment deals with your ability to articulate your rationale for your e-learning design. This gives you the opportunity to synthesize your learning and use that learning to create a product as evidence of your learning. This product will be in the form of an online presentation, otherwise known as a vodcast or video podcast. Your creating this type of presentation gives you the opportunity to experience and develop skills in using Web2 technologies. The criteria for this assignment are available in the unit outline, and I will provide for you a video on how to create this vodcast. The details of both assignments are available in the unit outline. You will have noticed that I've been talking to you about what you will learn as well as about how you will learn it. That is, I've talked about both the content and the process of learning within this unit of study. What I've done basically is to tell you my pedagogical reasoning for my educational design decisions. And I've done this to assist you to begin thinking about both of these issues that are essential to becoming a good educator. My contact details are listed on this slide. However, the best way to contact me is by email. I look forward to working with you this semester, so I'll see you online soon.